So this hex that had the little pin stuck in it, welded in one end, is now just that piece of metal and these little bits down here. I just chopped it a bit with this Dremel with a microscopic wheel, and then I just got this old screwdriver and basically held the hex on this bit of wood like that, and then just hammered it with the bit of hammer time as usual. Hammer fixes everything. Here's the Mini MGT. You can see I've kind of cleaned out a bit of the paint off the windows, so it looks significantly less terrible now. I've also just drawn a grill and some lights in pen on the front, which look terrible unless you're kind of dark or far away. But whatever, it looks 100 times better than it did before. I just want to use this body for bashing and totally destroy it before put the new one on. Anyway, I've got this hex sorted out now, so you can see the size difference in the pin, the small pin there, but I've got all new ones, and the part number for those with the axles is there. It's actually about the same price to buy the axles and the pins as it is to buy a set of pins, so you might as well get some spare axles as well. I have got some wheels and tyres now as well. These are my old Team Magic wheels and tyres, which are pretty destroyed, and I've just drilled out the centre of them with a 6mm drill bit. You can see that one's cracked there, but it doesn't matter because they've actually got glue and tyres on them, unlike the MGT ones at the minute, because I'm still waiting to dye them. And these are 14mm hex, so they should fit on the truck, which you can see they do. So yeah, we're going to stick these wheels and tyres on now with the new pins. Got the Mini MGT kind of sorted-ish. The front has got oil in, but you can see the back is still just springing. Got the wheels from the Team Magic E5 fitted to it, the old wheels and tyres from that. You can see they're all ripped and whatever, but I just want something to drive it around the garden really. And these 14mm hex is the only other wheels I have, so I can just drive it around out here a little bit. I'm going to try giving the engine a bit of a tune up, getting a better state that it's in now anyway. And you can see the body shell outside with my amazing drawn on grille and headlights. Looks pretty terrible, but who really cares? Just want to get it started and maybe drive it around a bit with actual wheels and tyres on. I have started it, as you will have seen in a previous video, but that was just on the bench and it only had like 3 wheels on. So let's take the body off. There she is. I still haven't got the silicone coupler for the exhaust yet, or not the coupler but the extension, so it's going to make a mess, but oh well. Going to try winding in the low speed needle a bit, try winding in the high speed needle a bit, lean it out. We'll see what happens in terms of the idle gap, because as you can see the linkage doesn't really allow the carburetor to close properly, so I'm betting if I lean it out on the low speed it probably idles way too high. So I'll see what I can do about that. Anyway, I've got a full bottle of fuel. I'm going to get the engine heater on to get it warmed up a little bit, make it a bit easier to start, and then we'll see how it goes from there, I guess. So we have a couple of problems here with the Mini MGT. First of all, when I go to brake, I'll just take the air filter off here. When I go to brake, what's happening is this linkage here is popping that way, and once it's popped that way like that, it's trying to pop all the way around like that, and the servo can't throttle it anymore, and the linkage does sometimes fall off, and as you can see, that's not good. The other problem as well is because this linkage is too short, the carburetor arm here, the rotary arm, can't really go all the way down. If I can just get it back on here, you can see that is bending down, and the carburetor is closed there, but normally when it's idling, hang on a sec, I'll just turn it on so you can see. So normally when it's idling, the gap in the carburetor is that big, which is way too big, so that's why it's idling so high. It's not really idling at all, it's just like on power all the time. So you could hear when I was giving it the throttle then and opening the carb fully, it was going in second gear. That's what that sort of stutter was, and then the wheels spin a lot faster. But when you're braking, you can see how that the linkage there is popped, and now it's not accelerating anymore. So you can see how it ticks like that when I brake, and it turns it round. So I need to fix that. And also you can see the little linkage bit down here is just getting bent rather than going fully closed. So this linkage system, I don't know whether I've even built it correctly, but this is how it was when I bought the car, and it is terrible. So yeah, I don't know what's going on there. You can see my low speed needle still sticking out just down there, and the high speed needle, I've literally turned it about 3 turns in since the last video, and it is picking up a lot better now, but it's still not as snappy as it could be. So there's definitely some improvements still to be made to the truck, unfortunately, but it does run, but it's definitely not tuned at all in any sense. So yeah, and it also drinks fuel because it's running so rich and idling so high all the time. Literally it'll burn like half a tank in 2 minutes, which is crazy. Anyway, I'll put the air filter back on and I'll show you it going in reverse as well. The other thing is as well, when I turn it off on the remote and not on the receiver, it sometimes goes full throttle for no reason, so I need to set up the failsafe on the Fly Sky GT5 here. I haven't tried the reverse out yet though, so I'm going to try that out now. But because it's idling so high at the minute and not stopping properly, I'm actually going to reverse just to start before I've even started the truck. I'm not going to go from forwards to reverse while the truck's running at the moment. The air filter also isn't on properly yet, and it does need new foam as well, but I did clean it out with nitro fuel just for now. Now, starting wise, it's not too bad to start. It doesn't start first pull or anything, but it's definitely not too bad at all. Definitely almost started first time then. You can see it's going backwards now. So that's idle. And if I brake it does actually stop, but it's still trying to go. And the linkage has popped again now, so that might need charging as well, that's probably not helping. But yeah, you can see the reverse works, which is good. But yeah, it is it's definitely, you can see how rich it's running. Look at that rear shock, it's completely soaked. And it literally used quite a bit of fuel then. It was like up here a second ago, now it's gone down halfway. So yeah, it definitely still needs a bit of work, but as you can see it runs, it goes backwards and forwards to some degree. It's still on or off, I still haven't worked out which way is on and off yet for the switch. Put it back in forward before I turn it off there. So yeah, it does run. Seems to be pretty quick actually. Once it gets going with these little tyres, it'll accelerate really well. But I definitely want to sort out this linkage system first. I'll probably start posting on a few forums, see if anyone's had one of these before, and see if I've even got it right for the standard setup. I mean, in the manual there's exploded diagrams for both this and the Thunder Tiger one, but it doesn't really show how it all goes together properly like you would have on a HPI manual or whatever. The manual for this is probably one of the worst manuals. Yeah, anyway, that was the first quick little run of it in the garden, so you can see it does move on the ground under its own power, and also the second gear works as well, but only in the air so far. Can't get in second gear in the garden because it's probably doing like 25-30 mile an hour by the time it gets into that. It needs an aerial tube as well, but I've got one of those.